Hello, how are you guys? And happy Monday. I am just looking around to see if I can find what I have twigged onto for this month. I don't know where it is. It's weird. That's okay. I will find what I'm looking for and I'll show and tell. I'll have more show and tell tomorrow. Yahoo! So happy November. It feels like it's been forever since I've been on, and probably because it has been. Had a trip out to Prince Edward Island. I am Lori LaRose. I am active stamping here on Facebook as well as Instagram, and I was kind of putting together a few Instagram reels while I was gone, just by copying some pictures that I had made of cards earlier in the month and stuff. So we had a fabulous time. Our Prince Edward Island is lovely. If you are watching from somewhere else in the world, and especially the eastern seaboard of America, I would come up and visit. Okay, not this year though. Prince Edward Island closes down. If not by Canadian Thanksgiving, absolutely. You should go in September is what I'm trying to say. But our Canadian dollar isn't so strong, so you should really come and visit Canada. That being said, we had a wonderful time. We did find coffee. I cannot get over that one of our provinces is smaller than several cities in the province that I do live here in Alberta. The people are wonderful, and the scenery is gorgeous. The red cliffs, the water, it was really brilliant. We had a really, really good time. So, hello, Miss Keisha, how are you doing? All right, so I am going to work with keeping traditions, and that made me think of something else, so I'll yak about that as soon as I put this down. And surprisingly, Charming Day, my rose that I got when I was on the incentive trip this year as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am under the obligation to say that less than 1% earned the trip, but I did earn it the year before, and so Carrie and I went to Disney World this year, and I won a stamp set, and I love it. So that's super cool. Even better if you actually love a prize that you get, and the dies are brilliant as well. So I'm going to turn it into a Christmas rose. All right, I'm going to flop it down here, and I guess I got to see some of my girls Yes, I did. On Wednesday, they're sitting right in front of me, the card class. So we have Christmas creativity, passport to Christmas creativity, and we are going to rock it this month because it is November and we need to get all our cards done post haste. So these next 2 weeks especially, we need to just really hit the challenges, and we're set up for you over there. If you'd like to join and you're kind of like, what is she talking about? Please pop me a note and I will explain a little bit further. Super exciting way to do your Christmas card making. We pretend that we are traveling, virtually traveling, and at this point around the world, believe it or not, we're actually in Japan right now. What? It doesn't even seem like it's a Christmas market, but it adopted a German market basically, and yeah, they do it well. I'm sure it is thrilling to be there. We've just checked into our hotels, and we're about to hit the markets with some color prompts we got today. There's a sketch out tomorrow. There are traditions and images for you to have launch offs to make cards in a fun way as opposed to just la 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 la. And yeah, the group is kind of fun. There's a private Facebook group, and I think it's well worth it. We get together on Wednesdays. I teach you a card sketch idea. Sometimes, usually a fancy fold, sometimes a technique. Probably a little bit less technique in the next couple weeks, but anyways, just super fun. $50 for the entire month gets you in the door, and PDFs and all sorts of good stuff coming your way. If you join now. Okie dokie. I'm gonna pop you down. November did just start, so pop on and pop in, touch base with me. I'll send you the email. You are using your own stuff, so in that case, you can join from anywhere in the world. Let me know if that's something you'd like to do. All right. Hi, Vicky. I'm not sure if I said that out loud or not. I saw your name pop across. I am trying to figure out. Pop down, pop down. Okay, here we go. Da, 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 da. This is right in my eyeballs. So yes, I had a few different of these guys. ornaments. We were in Krakow last week, and ornaments for some reason or another seem to be the idea. Almost used this set. You are going to see me using this set again. I believe it was last year's set. Really cool dies from it. I had a neat mail class, mailing, like a mail in the mail class last year, I'm sure, for that. And yeah, we just had some fun for sure with that. Okay. Also, sometimes there's little surprises, and I sent out people from the 2 months from the summer group. I sent out this stamp set, Stay Warm, and I've been showing all sorts of different sets, different ways to use it, because it is way too cool. I would recommend this set, FYI, if you're wondering. Sorry, I've got this not quite up. Okay, and I was going to say, it really has been a while. I'm like, I think I can zoom this. You can't zoom, we always say, but you can zoom this. So working with Keeping Traditions and Charming Day. When I looked at this, I'm trying to do something a little bit out of the box with this. And all of a sudden I saw, okay, so some of the, sorry, this light is driving me crazy, can I just say? I took a peek online to see what maybe I could do with this set. What had people done with it yet? Do you guys do that? Do you go to Pinterest and Google and say, Keeping Traditions, Stampin' Up, and see what people do? That's one way. You also can make sure you follow some of your favorite people, and they show you awesome ways to use different stuff. This one didn't have what I wanted to, it wasn't what I was looking for, so we're going to play around today and see if I can come up with the way I am envisioning something. But my eyes did land. Okay, part of the thing, this is supposedly like a scrapbooking, memory keeping idea, and I'm all for that, but I also think it's going to make some great Christmas cards. So you're going to see me working with it several times this month. But it did make me think, oh, does anybody remember doing the December dailies a few years ago? They were awfully fun. I think we did them at least 2 years. Maybe we even did them 3, and I may have even done one myself 4 times. So that's what I was looking around for earlier today. And they fit beautifully into our little cases. So I'm offering out an idea. Right off the top, I'll say anybody in the month of November that purchases $100 worth of stuff from me, we will do a December daily together. I will open up a special group, and we'll order. This is nicely rewards my good customers, but it also, because that's easy schmeezy for them, but also it might encourage a few different people to purchase from me, and it'll be jam-packed. It'll be good. It'll be worth it. I would say some of that, I was kind of chalking up. I was like, get one of these, get some of the refills, get this set, for instance, and then a DSP. And there's a few different DSPs that are not available for Christmas time right currently. And so I'm sort of like, I'll just round it up to $100 so you got your good shipping in Canada. This one you do have to be a Canadian to do. And look, find out for me a link that, there's no links per se, but look for me as your demonstrator or get me to help you so that you order it through me. And then we will do a December daily. This one way I did not kind of 100% want to show you because it's like, oh, it was a rough that I never filled in. So I want to show you tomorrow one of the, sorry, bouncing you around, one of the ones. So it's got what is this called? Divider pagers. I would get a second one for sure of these. And then you put your pictures and your stories, and we'll have photo prompts so that you look for pictures, and we may carry it on to the first couple of weeks of January to wrap it up. You'll want to be taking the pictures in December though, to be able to put into the album. And the other album that I'll show you really will be like, yeah, I want to do that. It's trying to focus on the day-to-day of the month, because sometimes we get so wrapped up and involved with it, we kind of lose December. And no matter how busy you are, especially when you have kiddos, they're never kiddos again. Trust me, I'm past my kiddo days. And And I'm really grateful that I did do this a couple times so that I have the pictures of us going to get the Christmas tree and making and honestly, sometimes for when you're getting really busy and you're like, crap, I'm supposed to make cookies with the kids too. Oh, well, yeah. And so it's perfect. So it's kind of an all-encompassing. It's not just about scrapbooking or memory keeping, but it's also about memory making. And that is actually what the big focus, what you'll get from that is slow down and live with intention and feel the richness that that brings to your life, because I really truly believe in that. Okay, within that you will see little stamping techniques and cool ideas of adding little sparkles to the page and little dimensionals. I will promise to show you. I will find that other one. I have to think that it's somewhere beautiful and it's really, really pretty. I think you're going to be really delighted to see it. So but I would include in that 100, I would make sure that you have some sort of holder and Stampin' Up! Does have one of those, and I would get something like this. So that all happened about 5 minutes ago with December documented. Let's see what we're doing today. That is a good question, you all say. I agree. I need some white paper, that's for sure. Should have picked out some colors by now, I know, but of course that would have been way too crazy. I am going to bring in, I love, love, love this paper. And so let's work with it a little tiny bit. Stamp set's on its way. Woo woo! Kind of excited about that as well. And look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. All right, I'm going to choose just a sliver of that today, I think, so I can work with every color. And what color red is in there? On the backs of all of our papers, we have the different colors that things are. So it's cherry cobbler and pretty peacock and shaded spruce, garden green, old olive. It's beautiful. So I have an idea. Let's see if it's going to work. Got a piece of white. I'm going to make this 5 by 3 3/4. 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to pull in the shaded spruce, the pretty peacock, and the old olive, which I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 23 years. Woo woo! And I off to Vegas next week, actually, baby. Off to Vegas. There is leadership conference going on in Las Vegas, a couple 3 days. We have guest speakers. Riaz, I really don't know how to say his last name, is speaking on making good conversations and basically following through with your intentions. I'm taking it that way because I have so many great intentions and I don't follow through as much as I'd like to. But there it is. That being said, the other thing that we are going to be doing, in case you're like, we're going to be busy. Yes, you are. If you bought an advent calendar from me, and if you haven't, I'm 92% sure they're still available. They are rockin' cool. Look at this advent calendar in case you haven't seen it yet, as if you've been living under a rock and missed it. They are still available. We all thought they'd sell right out again, right out. You can't even see it in here. It's so big. One of the doors, I will sneak peek you the idea. If you can see that, yes, there is a package of paper behind there. That's all I'll say because I want it to be a surprise for you. But if you purchase this through me, we are going to have, between Christmas and New Year's, we will have a few different classes on working with those exclusive items that are not going to be available in any other way, shape, or form. You're going to see some sneak peeks, so you'll need to either watch your eyes, like don't watch basically, or such. So I had an idea. I just wanted to kind of stamp all of these words because I was like, oh, I love them. And in fact, I could just go like this. And wouldn't that be fun? I might. I'm going to put them a little bit closer together, but basically I might follow the idea of this and go from there. So let's get down to business and find some of these look like they're kind of solid, so I'd like to stamp on a piece of this foam, a little bit of party foam, fun foam, crafting foam. I'll lay down a piece of white paper over top of it, just so because I'm going to stamp off, and I know for a fact. And hello, Noreen, how are you? Okay, so that's just the setup. Here we go. I think the lighting's okay, right? Okay, so I'm going to start with Holly Jolly. I'm just going to pull up this all together. I'm going to try and keep this one together. I spent about an hour half cleaning some of my desk the other day, putting back a whole bunch of stuff. And that's what I have to say about that. So I have a few sets still sitting out because they're missing one piece, or in this case, look at that, I found this, I was looking for it. Or they're missing something like this, or they're missing that top sheet. Now, where should I put this so I have it for later? Let's put it there. Okay, so Christmas has to come over here for sure. So when you are peeling these off, just as I go to do this, I will give you just a wee little tiny bit. It's peeling off, you can see that, but you don't need to, you don't want to be ripping at it. They are very super strong. Our photopolymer is photopolymer. It isn't just like some cheap plastic. It's beautiful. It holds its shape well. It's beautiful product. However, it is still rippable if you're like super rough with it. So just be a little bit aware. If I leave this on the stamp acrylic, I do find that sometimes it gets a little bit, it doesn't want to come off per se. If you find that, just coax it. If that corner doesn't want to pop up like that, just find a different corner and then gently pull it, and always just be a little bit kind. I know you are. Okay, that's Christmas. I know I definitely want. I also want the Holly Jolly. And you're like, Lori, you just said be careful. And I just see you ripping at it now. Yes. That's because you're supposed to do what I say, not necessarily what I do. And you should clean your stamps after each stamping session. And you also should put them away. or you run out of acrylic, what are these called? Acrylic blocks, because you have various sets, what am I trying to spit out here? You have various, oh, you know what I'm trying to say. Sundry stamps sitting on them. Also with the photopolymer, this is like a class 101 today. I don't know what's going on. I'm booking you in for 5,000 advanced classes, and I'm going right back to basics. When you want things to lay down in a row as well, right? So that things are level. Okay, with the situation that I have going on, I don't get to use my glass matte lines, which I actually have started to really enjoy using. So I'm going to see how straight I get it. Anyways, going to stamp on here. I'm doing ink pad to stamp that time. Sometimes larger stamps work nice that way. I am going to just stamp this right at the top into the corner and go for it. Woohoo! I love it. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, I like it. Okay. I'm going to bring in Old Olive and hit Celebrate. Ooh, I just put ink on here. It's so fun. I have Celebrate right here. Ooh, that one's going to be a little bit crooked. That's okay. It's okay. I'm going to bring in Christmas in, what was my other color that I had? Pretty Peacock, I guess. So again, working with keeping traditions. And I've got, this is going to be so pretty, you guys. I'm going to put Christmas over here, even partly off. And you're thinking, why? I don't know, because I want to. I'm going to actually probably I'm going to do the Holly Jolly again. The other end here now. Because I'll do this at the bottom. Because I'm planning on putting a little tiny bit of that strip of paper down, probably. I say that like I know what I'm doing, but I really am not sure. Okay, so I want another couple of these guys. There's some magic in here, some fa la 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 la. Ooh, that's enough. Celebrate. Oh, I wish I had an ink pad, or ink, what do you call it? A cleaner. I'm not going to go get one because I'm not that dedicated to cleaning my stamps. Who was I just talking with? And they don't ever clean their stamps. They just wipe it on a dry cloth. How do they even come clean on a dry cloth, I say? Okay, magic, Christmas magic. That'd be nice. So I'm just going to leave that for 1 second. My ink is not as full as I'd like it to be. It's kind of neat though, because it's doing like an ombre effect, because sadly, because excuse me, I did not re-ink that very well. That's bad. Okay, and now what other set? I want to fa la 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 la. There's cheer, there's joy, there's traditions. This is a fabulous set. And with this crazy idea that I have, you get to see all the words. Da, 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 da. What color is this? Oh, that orangey color, or orange. What the heck am I saying? Oh, I went totally crooky-eyed there. That's okay, because it's singing. In fact, there's no music notes in here, but do I have some music notes handy? Because I totally want some music notes right now. You know what? I'm 99% sure that, oh, maybe here. Yoo-hoo! Ha-ha! Musical jamboree. So last year, I gifted this to some of the girls that were in my creativity club. We have been meeting together. There's a gang of us that have been meeting for quite some time, a couple few years. Do not feel intimidated by that. Come and hang out with us anyways. But yes, we definitely, I love it. Okay, and then one little one here, hopefully. It's right on the edge there. Hopefully the stamps, yeah, it works. Okay. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, and then back to here, back to the drawing board. What does this say? Make merry? No, I don't want to use that one. I will use traditions. And I'm going to do traditions in the beautiful old olive because that's the traditional color. See how I did that? I'm going to come down here with the traditions. Jeez, I have horrible inking on that. Nice. And I'm going to come back in here with a fa la 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 a couple more times just because I really like that fa la 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 la. What color did I do it in? Peacock. So I'm going to put one here. And because it's solid, it's okay that it's close to that Christmas. That's all right. And I'll use it again, but I'll fill it in as it comes. I'm going to do the magic in a different color now. Oh, it doesn't fit there. Rats, okay. Okay, hang on. I'll have to come back to that. Traditions. I will do here in this color. Nice. And then cheer and joy. Do I want to put the 25 in there? 24th and 25th. Oh, I love it. I kind of like it. I'm going to. And the 24th is important to me. I'm Scandinavian. I'm Norwegian, so I like that. I'll put the 24th in. Come on, magic, you're wrong color. I might be able to get away without stamping all of this, actually. I am just running this by my head right now. If you don't know it, if you're just swinging past and you're thinking, what the heck? These fonts are really nice, Connie. If you're thinking, what is she doing? I have no plan. There is no card sitting beside me giving me half an idea of how I'm making this happen. If it works, we will be very happy. If it doesn't, that is what DSP and other pieces of elements and ribbon and everything are for. Just making up stuff as you go along. No, having fun. Okay, joy is going to look fantastic here. I don't usually stamp in red, but I almost wonder if I want to stamp in red. Oh, it would be like a big pop of joy in the red. It's going to get covered up though, so I won't do it there. I will just stamp joy with one of these guys. And I'm going to stamp him in, I'm going to stamp him in the solid green color. Wow! I love it. Okay. And then, okay. So what I do have hanging out here, though, I just saw, is what I'm going to try and work with is this rose. And I think it's even red, so I can save us some time since I was chatting so much. I might want this. I will need to change this to a different color red. But I'm just thinking I'm going to put him in here anyways. So I don't think I have to do a lot more stamping. So I'm going to sneak in my 25 right. Oh, that's going to get covered up. I'm going to sneak in my 25 right there. There it is right there. I'm going to put it in that bright green color. That would be spruce, if you're wondering what I mean by that. And I'm just going to put him just right here. Something just was there. Did you see that? What was that? Oh, let's see how it happened. Rats. Do you know what I think that is? I think my plastic case must be a little bit broken. That's a little piece of plastic. Rats, you guys. Oh, my little 25. As soon as I went to go put it down, I could see there was something on there. Let's see, is this some corner of this broken? No. Huh. I don't know where that little plastic came from. Boo! Maybe it was stuck on here. Honestly, as I went to stamp it, I thought it was like a gem or whatever. It's neither here nor there. I just a little bit bummed because that's where a ribbon's going to go now. So I better put another 25 somewhere. 24, 25, sneak it in there. I think it'll sneak. It will. I'm going to stick it right there too, because that 25 has to get covered up. That's okay. 24, 25. Oh, did I ever do the cheer? I didn't do the cheer yet. Okay. Fun. Nice. Okay. And cheer. So I'll do the cheer in. I'm having trouble saying the word pretty peacock. I don't know why. Okay. That is a lot of what do you call it? Where was I putting it? Right here. It might get covered up, but we'll see. Nice. Okay. All right. So I do need to stamp this guy and color him up. I think that was just the 830 bell, so we're doing good. That's a fun background, hey? All right, so I was thinking I might run it through an embossing folder now that I've stamped it and just make it, it might be really cool. So I'm going to play with that in a second and see what I think of that. I'll set that aside. I will probably bring it back in a half a second, but I'm going to stamp this guy. And I need to, this wasn't put away onto the shelf because I need to figure out how many dies are supposed to go in here and right in here so that I can know at a glance if I have everything. I don't like to put things back until I know I have everything good. I could cheat if you don't like the idea of a Christmas rose and you have old poinsettias. Your old poinsettias would look really, really pretty in this situation, as well as actually the snow, where'd this piece of paper go? If you have this stamp set already, you could also use the snowflake, the pine snowflakes. Next week I'll do that. All right, I'm bringing in a piece of paper that will fit this rose. And you know, in all the cleaning, I still didn't find my, I gotta remember to bring a wet cleaning cloth. Actually, I think it was you, Connie. You don't wipe yours on. You don't really clean your stamps. I think it was you. I think you say you wipe your stamps, but you just put it on that just doesn't clean them to me. That is not clean, Connie. Look, if I stamp on it, it's still there. That was me on cloth. Anyways, I have to say it. You'll be giving me heck on Wednesday. You'll be like, it does clean it. Cleans it good enough. Okay, good enough. Okay, if I really wanted to make this snazzy, I could emboss it in the gold. Now that I'm looking at this, it would be very snazzy embossed in gold. I could do that. Should I do that? Why wouldn't I? It's Christmas time. Okay, I have an embossing buddy, so I'm going to embossing buddy that while I'm thinking of it. I have the Versamark right here. I think I just put the gold away, actually. Look at me putting stuff away, and then I need it right away again. Hi, Marlene. How are you doing? Making a crazy Christmas rose card. Stamp this down here. Press firmly, but not too firm that you squash it. Just nice. Oh, isn't that fantastic? Teasing. Just a minute. I just see my set that this thing that I just found goes with. And let's see if I just had the gold here 5 seconds ago. I think I did. Copper. Gold. This will show you how old I am. Actually, this isn't the oldest one I have. This is the turquoise blue that we once Or we also had navy blue when I first started 23 years ago. These were a dark navy blue, and I still have a couple of those as well. I have used several different I have gone through a couple different ones of these. Somewhere I found this one basically, and it still works beautifully. So did I miss that leaf altogether, or just with the gold? Just with the gold, I think. Nice. Okay, so that's your embossing. Nice. Love it. And then you're going to want to put it back into your little container because you can use it again and again. And that is why you see me just dump it out, because you just put what you don't use back in. And it's nicer and easier than anything else. I think that this will reach over here. I'll turn it on. It makes a fair amount of noise. Get ready. I kind of like to preheat it. Is Marlene, is Keisha balking at our red? One of the girls made a beautiful card on the private Facebook group from the club. Oh yeah, it's just gorgeous, but it is really rad. Okay, so once it starts getting hot, I prefer just to, I see a bunch of powder here. I prefer just to hold it steady. Once it starts to go, then I just move, usually the gun, but in this case I'm just moving the paper a little bit, and I just kind of chase my heat. I have to say this is tight. I'm right at the end of my cord on a messy desk. Not the ideal situation for moving things around. But then I will show you the difference, why I do it the way I say that I'm doing it, through all that noise if you heard me. If you look at the difference, can you see the difference between that leaf right there and these leaves? Exactly the same stamping. That one basically, okay, in full truth, it got overheated because I was trying to remelt it. When you move your gun all over the place, you start melting these, and then you move your gun away from it. And when you put it back on, it then has to reheat a thicker clump. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And so then you get more bumpy as opposed to the beautiful, beautiful thing. So where I was hesitating and moved around and blah, is where those things went. I might not even have to color this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. But yeah, if you want just super smooth images, you just want to just follow it along, just chase it, and then come back and then chase the next one. And then you don't ever want to overheat either, because then, and this one definitely, whereas this is just sort of bumpy from me doing the gob and go, that one I tried to remelt it just that little tiny bit, and I was like, no way. So I think I am going to bring this in with some gorgeous red, what do you call it? Ooh, not real dark red, although I might bring that in too. I'm misjudging my colors here. Hold on a second. Hello, where are you? I'm looking for a cobbler to go with this paper. There's probably 2 cobblers there. And they probably, honestly, are going to be really in bad shape. Okay, so I'm going to start with some dark. I will tell you that I don't love, I think I'm going to color with, I don't love emboss. Keisha, you let me know. I don't love using my on-embossed images. I don't know that I love using the blends. What about you? Because they don't resist the blend. Am I right? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a thing on that tomorrow. Remind me, somebody. I'm going to use watercolor because I do like that. I'm trying to pretend I'm burping this. You should be able to push your pad and it should leave a little mark there, which it's not for whatever reason. That's okay. I can deal with it. And I do need to go get some water though. Ugh, I resisted for so long. Now I need more. Hang on one moment, please. Sorry, what's making me sort of laugh is I could have gone and grabbed, but I might have been gone twice instead of once. All right, so I'm using watercoloring. And I really like watercoloring with what's this called? With embossing. So I'm laying down one color, one layer, and then I can add more color in. And I am going to color the leaves. Ooh, what am I going to color the leaves? So I'm going to add in some pine leaves. They'll be in the olive, actually. I think I might do these shaded spruce. But I'm also thinking maybe I'll do them peacock. Or add a little bit of both in. Man, I should have just grabbed the bowl of water. So, did you guys have a good weekend? Did you have trick-or-treaters coming to your house? Ooh. All right. Type that in while I go and grab a little bowl. I looked at my bowl to begin with. I was like, I don't need that much water. And if you're looking at this pen and thinking, good Lord, Lori, you've got to... This pen should have water in it, and then I should just be able to squeeze it. But am I doing that? No. That would make way too much sense. Come on. All right. Did anybody say if they got trick-or-treaters? Marsky, do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters where you are? Along that street? I feel like I may have brought my kids over there practically. One of my girlfriends used to live across from the fire station. So that might have been our first few stops. But I don't know that we weaved ourselves in. But it'd be a good section. I feel like you might give a really good treat to people that you know. Are you one of those kind of trick-or-treater peoples? My mom had special bags for the kids. And actually, let's face it, in rural Alberta, the rural people, often it's rich, man. You go and you get a whole bag, popcorn balls, and homemade apple candies. Candy apples, I mean. Apple candies. You knew what I mean. All right. Okay, so now I can add more color and deepen this up a bit. Because to me, it's kind of pink as opposed to my... Now I could just play for a long time. You could recolor this 17 times, so I'll spare you that. But I will add a little tiny bit more, and then I'll cut it out. And what did I decide? I'm trying to think ahead as I'm doing this as well. Did I decide to do for my greens again? Oh, yeah. 55, that's a pretty good number, hey? Cute, I bet. Oh, does everybody see me missing this one leaf? All right. So I'll go back in, work with that a little tiny bit, but I do want it to be darker. So I will just continue to add layers and pretend to add shadows and then add more layers and more shadows, but we'll leave it for that for right now. Green wise, because now I'm really laughing, it's hardly any different. This is real red, but they're looking about the same, so whatever. Okay, clean that guy. The green, I want to do, I think I'm going to do this crazy peacock, just because it's unique. Let's go with that. So again, try to pretend to squish it. Ah, see that? I don't know what's going on with a cherry color. That is the burp that you're looking for. That's what it's called. You're burping your, such weird names that we had back in the day. Burping your stamp set. So when you're coloring, I think sometimes it's good. And I think he should be having a heart attack because I'm adding too dark, too fast, and I'm leaving these to dry, and we'll get in trouble with that. Because then you'll get your lines. So you don't want to leave it for too long, I tell you that. I'll come in for a smooth finish. The embossing does let you kind of color a little bit crazier because it holds the color in. And there are a few different techniques that are pretty dang cool, can I just say? One of them being, I feel like there's a little bit of red in there still, which is weird. One of them being this idea, I'll do it on a small one, to lay on a whole bunch of water. So it's thick in water, can you see that? And then I'm gonna have a heavy, not heavy enough obviously, but a heavy paintbrush. Well, it didn't do it perfectly, but that one's very, very wet, by the way. Starting at the top, working my way through. And I'm really not sure where the pink is. I gotta let that one dry and come back. I do turn it around and around. This is pretty. This looks rich, hey? That's what this whole paper set looks like, I have to say, with sadness that it's currently unavailable. But it's, watch for it to come back and grab it fast. It's just gorgeous. You're going to see me working with it a lot this month. And we would love for you to come. Working with the stamps and DSPs that you already have on hand. We have a private Facebook group. We have challenges pretty much every day, honestly. Classes on Wednesday that are recorded, and a PDF goes out so that if you have to miss it, you can still make the card that you can still get the class basically. So weekly classes, lots of challenges to make cards from. We're going to make lots of cards this month because we got to get some Christmas cards ready to go, right? And just $50 for the whole month. I'm looking for personal challenges from the girls to see what they want to do, but I'm thinking some of them are going to make like 16 and other people are going to make 30 cards. Some people will make 8. Some will make all unique cards. We thought that because there's that many challenges available, but never to feel weighed down in all the other months. We did a road trip this summer and they were busy, so things didn't get done so much, and that's okay. That's the nature of crafting, isn't it? But right now we do have an intent to get some cards done, so it's a perfect time to give this a try and see what you think of the crew. And then if you like it, well, you'll stick around like the others. And if it's like, well, that was fun, but it's not for me, or I'm traveling the next month, well, then that's okay. There's no commitment, but I think it's worth giving a try for. I have no idea why this one went that pinky color. Must have had just a smidgen of red left on my brush. But it's not going to disappear, and that's okay. I think it's going to be pretty. This one also, but that also was that first one. It was almost like there was something in the color. I wonder if I had some bleach. Look how pretty that is. Ooh. All right. So let's go back to that one that I did. A little bit of water. So it doesn't look any different than the other one. And it was a little more painstaking, but in a big area, it'd be good. Okay. So that is that beautifulness. So pretty. Do you guys like that color combination? Neighbors 3 doors down had 87 lots. Just walked by. Huh. Weird. Maybe because you have your gate, right? They maybe thought there's a ferocious dog in there instead of your dear dog. They're scared. They're scared of your dog. Not that they saw him. Okay. Yeah, sometimes gate might throw people, hey? All right, I'm going to lay this guy in here. Cut him out. Not sure why I was thinking I didn't want to have this dies. Because I won the stamp set, but I didn't win the dies, obviously. Not obviously, but I just didn't. And so I was trying to fool myself that I didn't need it. But so much nicer to have the dies. Okay, just cutting this out. I'm over yonder. You heard a big chop. That was me narrowing down the piece of paper so I could put it through my cut and emboss machine. Oy. Oh, so pretty. Okay, I definitely need to bring in some more cherry cobbler. This is way too wimpy red, but pretend. I take you, it's a very easy jump from our pretend world of you pretending my cards are beautiful to me pretending constantly. Okay, so I'm going to do a little tiny strip of this paper. I think it'll be pretty. I'm going to just cut this. This is the pine, Christmas pine. The backside's beautiful. Oh, I love it. I'm going to cut maybe an inch. I don't know. I'll cut an inch and a half. Let's see how wide that looks. And it's sometimes hard to see on this. Oh yeah, for sure. I think I'm going to do an inch and a half. We'll see how that is. And I did that one at 5. So I'm going to do the whole length of it. So pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this paper. Okay, interesting because this, of course, is... Oh, you know what? No, it's not. It is, this one has that beautiful, the sea, the secret sea. Okay, right, good, okay. So that's the secret sea. I was going to say, it's so interesting because the peacock is supposed to be represented by this really dark color. No, that's the secret sea. So I think I'm going to bring it right to the edge. I may cut it a little narrower. I think I might cut it a little tiny bit narrower. I'm going to put this guy in here. Remember, I'm going to add a couple leaves. I did have from a different thing that I was doing. I had more than those. Where did they go? Did you guys see them right at the beginning of the show? And this is from a very old set, poinsettias. Oh, here they are. All right, and I inked them around the edge. And so I'm going to add those in here. I probably will come back and do these in that secret sea, actually. I think that'll be really pretty. And then I'll have some pine boughs in this color. And so I'm going to, just for now though, I'll get this going. I'm going to put some of extra these guys in here. And see how I just covered that 25 up, no problem. I just got to go do this right now. This was 1.5 inches. I'm just going to take off 1/4 of an inch for right now. Well, you guys are like, what are you doing? Yeah, just 1/4 inch. Inch seems too tiny. Inchy. Yeah, that's nice. And I'm going to bring in some of this kind of stuff. See how pretty that's going to be? So I'll bring in a few more of those. I'll bring in some of those. And then I'm going to bring in, I've got some silver berries right now, but I'm going to bring in some red berries, some cherry cobbler berries. So I better go get those going because I need to do that. And I'll get a base and, oh, thanks, Connie. I'll get a base and some cherry cobbler, so long as they're right handy there. Give me just a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. How about those blue jays? Now that I see Connie's name there. My heart is broken. I thought they did a heck of a good job. I loved how they play. They're just such a unique team in my mind. I'll say that with total bias because I know no different. But yeah, I thought they were just dear. And yeah. Okay. Do I not have those little berries there? Yes, here they are. Da, 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 da. So cutting out some berries. Let's see if I can find the name of the set that I'm using. No, it's from the old days. Poinsettias. Do you remember those guys? Crazy poinsettias. And then I think somehow or another I got 2 sets of them when I used to have very large classes in my kitchen. And I think for that class, because it was building the poinsettias for ornament that I think I got a second set. Oh, anyways, so that's kind of fun. Okay, and I don't have any more. I can bring in, I have one more little pine bough. Oh, and then words. Now we could use the Making Merry words. So I'm going to darken these up just because I feel like this whole thing is darker in my watercolor. I'm going to try stamping with color because watercolor is supposed to be soft, and this card I want it to be very, not harsh, that's a weird way of saying it, but I do want it to be darker. I want it to be bold, and the watercolor isn't giving it the look that I want it to quite have. But this is the wrong color, but I need to mask that a little tiny bit, not mask, but blend it in a bit. And I'm going to bring these guys in over here, and something like that. And then I want a beautiful, oh, I didn't bring over a base like I told you I was going to. A bow would be really nice at this point as well. I will say, I was just going to say, we don't have any cherry cobbler ribbon. We don't, but I do. Again, from the old days, this beautiful seam binding, one of our favorite type of ribbon that we ever had because of the way that it tied bows. So soft and beautiful, but out of practice because we haven't been working with it lately. This was the years of when we had boho. Was that the color of the blue? I think I still have that one too. These are twisting around on me. Oh, look how pretty that is. Okay, cut. I think I'm still just on track. New kits are dropping this coming month. This coming month's kits drop tomorrow. The one is just gorgeous. I'm totally getting it, actually. It's kind of retro cute. It's only $20 to boot. You could include that in your purchase. And like I said, anytime during November, you can purchase $100 from me, through me, basically. Get it shipped directly over to you, obviously. Then we'll do classes together the start throughout. You'll get prompts and whatnot for the December daily, which I'm super excited about. Prompted because I read, when I was reading this like 5 minutes before I went online, from this stamp set. So I'm using Charming Day. I need to darken it. Okay, so play with me that this is bold, vivid cherry cobbler instead of that nice soft color. I'll make a different card with this one. It's going to be gorgeous. We're working with Charming Day and Keeping Traditions. And in the Keeping Traditions, I saw this December documented. It reminded me of the December daily. So I'm just wrapping it up right now with the December daily. Oh, I'm so far up. Hold on a second. Let me zoom out just for a second. The December daily. Inside, I'll show you tomorrow one with pictures and stuff, but it we'll do prompts, card prompts, not card, photo prompts, and not just memory keeping, but I actually intend to help you have your December with lots of memory making prompts as well, okay? And we will, you'll get that all included with just the purchase. So I would include this Keeping Tradition set, because why wouldn't you? Look at this gorgeous card. How cute is that? But I would include that as well as having some sort of place to put your December daily layout, yeah? And we have the little 6x8. Yeah, 6x8 binders, and then their little thing. All right, so I will leave this for now. I'm going to bring this back in with the dark, so you'll see this one slightly different. I'm going to change these to the Secret Sea. I'm going to make this darker. It's going to be gorgeous. And then a few little gems. And then I will now bring in this gorgeous words, Make Merry on here. Or I might pull out one of these others. You know that I love that Holly Jolly so much. So I will bring in some little tiny bit of words, and I'll finish this card up offline and share it with you on there. Super fun. I love this. All right. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow live at 8. As Connie once said in a catchphrase for me, it'll be great. Thank you, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.